Okay, so what is American Legion Boys State? So this is a 1 week long seminar that happens your summer right after junior year, right? And I went last year. It was my turn to attend Jersey Boys State last summer. But unfortunately for me, when I was researching about the program, there wasn't much content online for me to really understand what I was going to be in for. So I decided to make a video detailing what it really is and my time at Boys State. I'm gonna talk more in detail about the program later on in the video, so skip ahead if that's what you're in for. But for starters, I just want to say that Boys State is a mythical 51st state which has its own cities, towns, counties, sports teams, governors, senators, and mayors and whatnot, right? So Boys State is supposed to train you into showing how a county operates, how a city operates, how a state operates, and the bureaucratic barriers that something like law has to pass through, right? So the state is made up of 1,000 high school juniors who come from all across the state, and the number may vary pertaining to what school you're from, or sorry, what state you're from. But for New Jersey, at least, it was about 1,000 high school juniors. That goes for about, give or take, 2 to 3 high school juniors per each school in the state, right? So for starters, I want to talk about myself and my experience with Jersey Boys State. So when I was going through high school, my first 3 years, I didn't really know what Boys State was. No one really talks about it. And this is for good reason, because there's only 2 to 3 people who go per high school, right? And the chances of you being friends with them is very small. And no one will really talk about their experiences at Boys State to anyone else. At least that's what it was for a lot of people. For me, I was a little lucky because my track captain when I was a freshman and my cousin both went to Jersey Boys State in 2019. But even they didn't really talk about the program that much or in detail, and I really didn't understand what it was. So I want to explain to you guys what it really is. So for me, my school, right, the way they chose the 2 to 3 people to represent their school at Boys State was through teacher recommendations. For me, I was lucky enough to be nominated by not 1, but 2 teachers in the social studies wing, and they were my AP Gov teacher and my CPUSH teacher. So I didn't really understand why I was nominated, but I did ask my teachers, both of them, why they nominated me after the program. And let me check what they actually said. I think I have the email. Okay, yeah. So thanks for a great email. So why me? I only think why not you? Blah blah blah. It doesn't come down to the best grade. What it really comes down to is the human being. Yeah, so it's about what you do with the cards and what you've been dealt with, and seeing success in all of the above, not as a means to an end, but to help others, right? So what my teacher is getting at here basically is that to be a Boys State statesman, it's all about character, right? No one, when you attend Jersey Boys State, you'll learn this very quickly. No one cares about who you are in high school. Everyone is a varsity athlete. Everyone is class president. Everyone is going to be valedictorian. Everyone's going to an Ivy League, right? And by everyone, I mean like a lot of people. So this was actually one of the very first incidents that I came across at my time at Boys State, and I learned very quickly that no one really cares about who you are. We were in our first election. I remember this very clearly. It was the first election to decide who is going to count the votes for the elections for the next week, right, for the entire program. And I decided, why not? I should run, right? So I ran, and the main question was why? Why you? Why should you be the person who counts the votes? So then obviously, I used my influence as a class president in high school to influence why I should be the person who counts the votes. And when I mentioned the fact that I was the class president of my high school, no heads turned, right? Usually when I tell a parent or a student or an underclassman that I'm the class president, usually I get a wow, or that's amazing, or some sort of emotion. But in Boys State, no one batted an eye. No one really cares, right? So when it comes to Boys State, everyone, and I mean everyone, can see through your bullshit. So it really comes down to your character, how you treat your friends, your peers, how you treat others, and how you respect yourself, right? So it's all about character. But at the same time, if you want to win an election, It's about bullshitting, but bullshitting genuinely. Okay, so if you are not a high school junior and you are not nominated for Boys State yet, that is completely fine. I know a lot of people who weren't nominated by their school, but were still able to attend the seminar, and that was because they decided to apply on their own. I'm not really sure what the process is, because fortunately enough for me, I was nominated by my school, but I'm pretty sure there's an application process where basically you applied to go into Boys State and you pay for yourself, right? But the way my school did it was that they will never sponsor something that you have to pay for. So they were able to sponsor my time at Boys State. So yeah, this program is really open to anyone who is eligible and competent enough to be a part of Boys State, right? So anyone can do it. And what you'll quickly realize is it moves quickly. By the end of the week, by the end of the seminar, you'll basically have a functioning society, a functioning state, but you only have, I think, 5 days. You have 5 days to do so, right? 1 week. And it moves quick. It moves very quick, so you also have to move very quick. This is what a lot of the staff will tell you, and it's, you gotta go. You have to go, right? So on day 1, you'll get the EBOs, you'll get the election board officers, you'll get the very small positions, but then it moves up. Like for us, we had our election for mayor that evening. Like day 2, you were deciding who the mayor is, right? And that's a pretty big accomplishment in Boys State per se. So when you're moving quickly, you have to be on top of everything, right? You have to be able to make friends within your city. You have to be able to find people who you can count on for your votes. And you also have to be able to give a good speech, right? So after your EBOs and mayors, you're gonna have your people who will represent you at the state senate. So you'll have your state senators and everyone who works at the state legislative office. And these people, I unfortunately lost my state senate election, so I couldn't get to go, but if you win your state senate election, you get to go to like the actual Jersey state house and watch real state senators pass legislation and talk and debate and converse, right? And that was a big experience that I unfortunately missed out on. But if you are on top of your stuff and you can get into state senate, you will be rewarded essentially. And then I'm pretty sure on day 3, maybe day 4, we were voting for the Boys State governor. And this is a very big responsibility, very big position. And the only way, if you want to win governor, is to start early, right? Campaign, talk to your peers, talk to your city members, talk to your councilmen, and find the people who will help you campaign to win governor. And then on the last day, right, or the last night, I should say, we voted for Boys Nation. These are two people out of 1,000 people who get to represent not only their high school, but their entire state at Boys Nation. And this is the highest position you could get at Boys State. And these are very competent people. And when they gave their speech, I know that they were being super genuine. But in terms of the day-to-day at Boys State, you get to wake up early, right? You follow strict regimen. Like you're basically, like it feels like military training, but it's strict. Depending on who is the staff for your particular city, it can be very strict. A lot of the staff are either currently in the army or they used to be in service. So it's very legit. But by far, the best thing about Boys State is the friends you make, right? And this is why character is so important, right? Because you might not be giving a speech, but just in how you talk to people can see through your bullshit and people can see if you're being genuine or not. The biggest thing you'll take away from Boys State, and trust me on this, is the friends you make from it, right? Because at the end of the day, the positions you win, and regardless of if you get mayor or boys senator or not, the one thing you can walk away from Boys State legitimately is your friends. And fortunately enough, I was able to make close relationships with 3 friends, 3 kids who happen to be in neighboring counties for where I live. And like we're hanging out tomorrow, right? We try to hang out at least 2 or 3 times a month. And I seriously think these are friends that you will keep for a long time. And you've only, like, it's insane. You've only seen these people for a week, but the friends you make from that 1 week will literally last years. It's been 11 months, almost 11 months since I attended Boy State, and like I said, we're hanging out tomorrow. The reason why you can make such close bonds with people in such a small amount of time is because everyone at Boy State, for the most part, is very like-minded, right? You have your class presidents, you have your valedictorians, you have your athletes, and then of course you'll have your fair share of slackers and people who just want to have fun, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But for the most part, everyone is like-minded, everyone's competent, everyone is driven, and that's the biggest part. Regardless of who you are, if you're at Boy State, there's a reason you were nominated for it, and there's a reason why you're at Boy State. So no matter who you are, you will find your group of people at Boy State. So if you can't already tell, I had an amazing time at Boy State. The friends I've made, the relationships I've fostered, and just the people I've met, it's completely different than the people I see on a day-to-day basis. The best part about it all is that it happens before your senior year, before you're off to college, if that's what your plans post-high school are. It really teaches you how to live alone, how to make friends on your own, and how to be independent. I remember the first day of Boy State, my dad dropped me off with all my stuff at the dorm I was staying in. It really felt like he was sending me off to college. And that first day I was out without my parents, without my family, basically living on my own, it was enlightening, right? Boy State will open you up with a door of many, many new possibilities. And the time you have there is very short, but I implore you to not only attend Boy State, but grab all the opportunities that come your way. I hope that explained what Jersey Boy State is a little bit to you guys, but if you still have any questions, please comment them down below. And again, the best way to really know what Boy State is not through any sort of video or talking to anyone, but the only way to really understand what Boy State is to just attend. So again, I really implore you guys to just attend the program, and I promise you, you will have a great time.